Good evening and welcome to Newshour Agenda. Madhavdas G. Ladies and gentlemen, today both houses of parliament were to take up the discussion over the motion of thanks for the president's address. However, Congress in both houses demanded a discussion on the NEET issue and other exam paper leaks. Instead of discussing the pivotal issue in the Loksabha and Rajya Sabha, Parliament witnessed disruptions leading to the adjournment of the Loksabha, which came after Congress alleged that mics of leaders of the opposition, Rahulgandhi and Kharge, were turned off in their respective houses. First, let's take a look at the sequence of events.
माइक में बंद नहीं करता हूं, पूर्व में भी आपको व्यवस्था दी थी, यहां कोई बटन नहीं होता।
सर माइक तो दे दीजिए कि आज स्टूडेंट्स की रिस्पेक्ट करने के लिए हम नीट पर डिस्कशन करें।
ठीक है, आप
डेडिकेटेड डिस्कशन। अब बात यह है कि दो फोर्सेस हैं, एक तरफ
नहीं माने, ओके।
आज स्टूडेंट्स बहुत परेशान है। नीट का एग्जामिनेशन बार बार 7 साल में 70 बार पेपर लीक होता है। तो क्या है 7 साल में 70?
I am not getting, no. Leader of the opposition is expected to confine to the issue. No, sir, sorry, please, sir. Sir, बैठिए, please. Take your seat, take your seat. Nothing will go on record. Dr. Jitendra Singh.
As you heard, Speaker Om Birla clarified that he does not switch off the microphones of MPs and has no such control. Congress, however, continues to allege that the Prime Minister has remained silent on the NEET issue. On the other hand, BJP has blamed the Congress for making false allegations to change the narrative of debates. Listen in to these reactions.
आदरणीय स्पीकर महोदय ने बहुत ही अच्छी तरीके से बात बताया कि जो मुद्दे विपक्ष के नेता उठाने चाहते हैं, अपने समय जो तय किया है उस समय पूरा बात रख सकते हैं, लेकिन सदन को रोक करके सदन को चलने नहीं देने का जो रवैया अपनाया है, ये कांग्रेस पार्टी ने सही नहीं किया है और परंपरा को तोड़ने का जो काम कांग्रेस ने किया है, मैं उसका खंडन करता हूं।
देखिए, सरकार किसी भी प्रकार की चर्चा की है, लेकिन सब परंपरा और मर्यादा के अंदर होनी चाहिए। हम तो आपको चर्चा करने के लिए अवसर दे रहे हैं। सरकार अपना पक्ष रखने के लिए प्रस्तुत है। जब आप चर्चा से भागते हो, सरकार अपना पक्ष रखने के लिए प्रस्तुत है, तो कंफ्यूजन किस बात की है?
कभी माइक म्यूट नहीं किया जाता। राज्यसभा में यही कई बार कहा गया है। तो ये फर्जी एलिगेशन लगाने के माहिर हैं और खड़गे तो आज बिल में आ गए और कहीं कह रहे, उन्होंने खुद ट्वीट किया अखबार की, हाँ मैं गया, तो ये वो वहाँ झूठ बोल रहे हैं कि नहीं साहब मैं तो बिल में गया ही नहीं। तो ये जो पार्टी है, चाहे राहुल गांधी जी हों, 40 वाले, फर्जी एलिगेशन लगाना इनका काम है। अभी चुनाव में फर्जी नैरेटिव बनाए।
Meanwhile, Congress and its India partners continue to maintain that the leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi's mic was turned off as he raised the NEET paper leak issue in Lok Sabha. India bloc has also questioned the silence of Prime Minister on this.
Government has become a paper leak. Dharmendra Pradhan ji has not taken responsibility. Therefore, Rahul ji raised this issue in a manner. He said that this is a national issue of national interest. Let's raise it, rising above all the political lines.
अरे माइक बंद कर दिया गया जब कैमरा दिखाई देता है। सिर्फ स्पीकर और जो नेता, जो हमारे सरकार के प्रति जो नुमाइंदे हैं, जो प्रधानमंत्री हैं, मंत्री हैं, उन्हीं पर कैमरा होता है। कलंक अगर है, अगर किसी ने कलंक लगाया है तो लगाया है मोदी की सरकार ने। ये गैर जैविक प्रधानमंत्री ने।
Have raised the voices against the corruption in NEET, and we saw lathi charge on them. We saw police cases being registered against them. But those in the ministry, those in the education department who are responsible for this massive examination scandal, which has affected the lakhs of students, they remain scot-free.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, let's take this across to our guest now. Joining us live is Sanju Verma, BJP's national spokesperson. Professor Jyotsna Tirunagari is also a spokesperson of the TDP. Riju Datta, spokesperson of TMC, is joining us. Faizan Kidwai is spokesperson of Samajwadi Party. We have advocate Kapil Madan, political analyst, joining us on the show as well. Let me start first and foremost with Kapil Madan. Kapil Madan, you have said that you're championing the cause of the youth. The speaker has responded today in the House saying that he has no such powers, that he doesn't have any button which switches on or switches off the mic. So is this a fair debate or a fair narrative in the first place to begin with?
Now, Madhav, there are two issues here. If you look at the rules and procedure, under the 0 hours, any 15 topic matters of public importance can be debated in the floor of the House. And if the leader of the opposition, and for that matter, any leader of the opposition wants to debate this issue, which is extremely critical because it directly impinges upon the future of, so many, NEET aspirants, then what is the problem in having discussion? Now, why can't you have, discussion on this issue at the first instance? I take for a minute that it was not in the agenda of the House, but what prevents this government to include this issue in the agenda of the business, that needs to be conducted on a particular day? That's point number one. Now, point number two is...
Let's go point by point. Kapil, let's go point by point. I have 1 second.
Allow me to finish.
Was this 0 hour? Was this 0 hour, Kapil? You said this is allowed in 0 hour. You're right. Factually, you're right. But was this 0 hour?
So let me make my second point here.
Please answer my question. You can go point by point because otherwise everything gets lost. I want you to answer the specifics of what you just said. You just said, and you're right, in 0 hour, members are allowed to raise any issue that they want. But was this 0 hour? Or was this during the motion of thanks to the President's address? Please answer the question.
Madhav, I have made 2 points here in my opening remark, wherein I've said, when this issue impacts so many students of this country, what prevents the government to include this as an agenda that needs to be
That's a separate question. Please answer my question that I've posed to you first, Kapil. Don't run away from the question. Don't run away from my question. You can ask the question of Sanju Verma. She's right here on the panel. I'm not taking away from that. But please answer my question. You very rightly said that 0 hour, for the third time I'm asking you, you rightly said that in 0 hour, members of parliament can raise issues of urgent national importance. That's a factual point that you made. But was that what was happening inside the House? When there is a discussion over the motion of thanks over the President's address, and that is certainly not 0 hour, Kapil Madan.
Now, I agree with you. I agree with you to that extent. That was technically not 0 hour. But, I am making an important point here. Is the future of, our, kids who have, devoted, so much of labor while preparing for these kind of an examination, when you have reports of paper leaks, when you have reports of, malpractices being done, what prevents this government to include this as an agenda for discussion on the floor of the House? Why is the government shying away? Is it not important, the question, if we should be seeking answer to this question, is it not important for this government? Because if it is important, this needs to be discussed. If it is
you made
not
your point. Sanju Verma, this is an important issue of urgent national importance. It concerns the students, the future of the country. Why should the government not incorporate a discussion on this issue, is the point coming in from Kapil. Please respond to him.
Madhav, first and foremost, thanks to you. You've covered parliamentary proceedings, and I think you know more about them than any of us here on the panel, both technical and non-technical. You're absolutely right. First, there is the question hour. After the question hour, at around noon, 12:30 p.m., it is the 0 hour which starts. And during the 0 hour, any member of parliament can raise any question and ask the speaker or the presiding officer in the Rajya Sabha to raise a matter of public significance. Pehli baat to ye, opposition leaders jump into the well of the house in question hour itself. Aapne to 0 hour का सम्मान ना करते हुए 0 hour के लिए आपने वेट तक नहीं किया. You could have waited for 0 hour before the presiding officer in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha temporarily called for adjournment of the session proceedings. So that clearly shows that you don't know the distinction between question hour and 0 hour. You don't respect the validity and relevance of 0 hour. But most importantly, Rahul Gandhi, you believe still, after being the leader of the opposition, in shoot and scoot politics. Because ek taraf aap kehte ho, we want a serious discussion on NEET. If you want a serious discussion on NEET, then you should have both in the Rajya Sabha. When Jagdeep Dhankar clearly said that the chair is willing to answer and address any question, and in the Lok Sabha, Om Birla said कि आप सबको वक्त दिया जाएगा, आपको जो कहना है, आप chairs को संबोधित कर सकते हैं. Why is it that time after time, like this is shoot and scoot, you disappeared when the government called for serious discussion. Inflation, shoot and scoot when the government, including Nirmala Sitharaman, said, I'm standing here right in front of you, I will answer any question on inflation. You guys walked out. Ram Mandir, Pran Pratishtha ke pehle, there was the, Parliament special session. You guys walked out. Same happened even during the no confidence motion. Gaurav Gogoi moved the no confidence motion specifically to discuss the Manipur issue. And I remember 8th, 9th, 10th of August 2023, the moment Prime Minister started to talk about Manipur, Gaurav Gogoi, Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul Gandhi, sabke sab parliament se bahar nikal gaye. So the basic point that I'm making is the opposition wants to level allegations, reckless ones, unsubstantiated ones, but is not willing to digest the hard truth because they know that once the chair, once BJP members of parliament start speaking with facts, इनकी सारी पोल खुल जाएगी, दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी हो जाएगा. That is the reason Rahul Gandhi always disappears from the parliament when a serious discussion is upcoming.
No, they have a right to ask questions, but the reaction coming in, Kapil Madan, from the BJP is that a poor craftsman always blames his tools, saying that you may have been there in the parliament, but without following the procedure, essentially it is, the opposition perhaps has the right issue at hand, but at the right time, at the right place is also very important.
Now, Madhav, I will say only one thing. I've heard very patiently to my good friend Sanju here, and she, during her remarks, there was only sound and fury. There was no merit at all. Today, she is not disputing that the fact that there is serious issue. There are serious questions that needs to be answered, discussed. Qua need. Who are the people who are responsible on this paper leak? Who takes the accountability? There are no answers to that fact. All you want to talk about is you want to take the bogey of, technical things that, in particular hour you can do this, in a second hour you can do this. I will just make one point here. There is never a wrong time to ask the right kind of questions. And I think the government, very cleverly, they know they've been exposed. They know that they have played with the future of, our kids who have prepared, labored so hard for these kind of an examination. Okay. And you have played with this future and you don't have an answer. Because if you would have an answer, you would come very openly and you will say that let's have this issue debated first thing in the morning. Let's the guilty, be booked. Let it be known to the, citizen of the country that who are the responsible people behind this and what action the government has taken on this issue.
Okay, Sanju Verma.
Can I quickly rebut that? Thank you. Kapil, you said my arguments lack merit and there's sound and fury. Well, sound, fury, merit, सब होता है मेरे arguments में. But the right question asked at the wrong time. The right question, my friend, asked at the wrong time loses its relevance, Kapil Madan. And I'll tell you 4 big measures that the government has taken. And please don't heckle me, Kapil. I heard you. On 20th of June 2024, the CBI swung into action. The CBI is conducting a full-fledged probe into both NET, UG and the NEET exams. Point number 2, 22nd June 2024, a high-powered committee under the aegis of former ISRO chief K. Radhakrishnan has been formed to ensure greater accountability and transparency. Point number 3, the Economic Intelligence Unit of Bihar government under the aegis of Nitish Kumar and Deputy CM Vijay Kumar Sinha has made more than 27 arrests and is conducting a parallel investigation. Point number 4, and I think the most important one, is that the Public Examination Act, which was notified in February 2024 under the aegis of the Public Examination Act, now the imprisonment for somebody who engages in fraudulent behavior with respect to competitive entrance examinations, the fine is up to 1 crore and the imprisonment could be as high as for a period of 10 years. And don't forget that the Modi government addresses the elephant in the room, and it did that by removing Subodh Kumar, the former head of NTA, and replacing him with Pradeep Singh.
Let me bring in Riju Datta on that. Yeah, let me bring in Riju Datta. Riju Datta, Sanju Verma citing a list of actions that have been taken by the government, saying that we are serious of the issue, we've taken moral responsibility, and we've even acted on the head of the NTA. Your response, Riju Datta?
I hope, Madhav, you will give me the equal courtesy of time. So let me start off by one. Now it is very clear to me and to the entire country why there was no division and there was a voice vote for the selection of the Speaker of Lok Sabha. Because BJP wanted partisan speakers. BJP wanted a biased chairman of the Rajya Sabha so that they can continue their stunts.
Rijuji, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but your alliance partner Congress said we didn't press for a division.
Exactly.
This is what your alliance partner Congress has said on record.
Wanted to see the numbers because am I the spokesperson of Congress, Madhav?
No, but it's your alliance partner who's saying exactly the opposite thing that you are. That's all I'm pointing out.
Yeah,
you're entitled to your perception. And I know Mr. Abhishek Banerjee has said as much as you are right now.
So Congress wanted
it's a little strange when alliance partners are not saying the same thing of what has happened in the House.
I am the spokesperson. I am the spokesperson of Trinamool Congress, and we wanted a division exactly because of this. Exactly because of what is happening in the parliament now. Congress did not want the division. Fair enough, they're entitled to their own opinion. They might be our allied partners, but we are in a democratic alliance, unlike the NDA. So we can have our individual views. Now let me finish my point, please. Sanjuji was telling what all happened. Now let me give a quick brief to your viewers about Modi 3.0. Just these few days. Train accident, multiple dead. Delhi airport roof collapse, Jabalpur airport roof collapse, 5 bridge collapsed in Bihar in 1 week. NEET paper leak, NET and NEET PG postponed, multiple terrorist attacks, multiple dead. Ram Mandir started leaking, Ayodhya flooded, Pragati Maidan tunnel flooded, Kartavya path flooded, train derailments, and parliament has turned into a deep dark chamber. That is Modi 3.0 for you. What happened? Does Sanjudi think that the people of this country will believe that CBI, which acts as a shakha of BJP, will investigate Dharmendra Pradhan? Will investigate a central investigating agency, will investigate another central body like the NTA, and it will be a completely unbiased investigation and Dharmendra Pradhan will be booked. If the investigation would have happened, I am not saying take Dharmendra Pradhan in custody and ask him. Dharmendra Pradhan should have stepped down from the post of Education Minister till the investigation was over. 24 lakh students in NEET UG, 9 lakhs in NET, 10 lakhs in NEET PG. That is more than 42 lakh students whose future they do not have a future right now. Is because of the government in power. And one food for thought, Madhav, for you and for your viewers. The Honorable Speaker of Lok Sabha is a member of parliament from Kota in Rajasthan, the Kota constituency, where Kota is the hub for all these private coaching centers that prepare students for NEET. Just food for thought.
So what are you saying? The speaker is not allowing a discussion on NEET because he's from Kota. What are you saying? It's because he represents Kota that he is not allowing a discussion on NEET.
Food for thought.
Food for thought, okay.
Food for thought, okay. Food for thought. Again,
Sanju Verma, is that food for thought for you or not?
Yes. You know, Madhav, I have never seen Riju, who's very well read, take so much of effort to just tell the audience, "Arey, मैं TMC का spokesperson हूँ." Riju ji, किसी को संदेह नहीं है. Yes, you're a bona fide TMC spokesperson. Now let me give you some hard facts. First 15 days of Modi government, and I did not interject you. Listen carefully. The 17th installment of PM Kisan was given to farmers. The total amount under PM Kisan that has been given to over 11 crore farmers is now 3.2 lakh crore. You heard that right. 3.2 lakh crore has been given under PM Kisan. 1,500 crore was given to Jammu and Kashmir alone for development works in the first 15 days. The 53rd GST Council meeting took place to ensure that the revenue neutral rate comes down from 11.4 to 10.2%. The most important decision, the Chenab Bridge was operationalized, something which was envisaged by the Congress 25 years back. Aur abhi dhyan se suniye.
But what does that have to do with parliamentary procedure?
I just want, because he said Modi government has done nothing in last 15 days since assuming power. My 20-second interjection before I end, Madhav, is this. Riju Datta can sit here and admonish and undermine the credibility of Modi government, but he needs to know, Cooch Bihar district mein, a BJP minority Morcha Karyakarta was disrobed publicly paraded naked for more than 2 kilometers. Mamata Banerjee is both the Chief Minister and Home Minister of West Bengal. Shame on you. Tell me, when will she resign?
Well, it's a subject completely away from what we're discussing, but since you've made an allegation against the TMC, I'm going to allow Riju to rebut you on that.
See, I will tell you this, any heinous crime, whoever is a part of it, whether it is somebody from TMC, BJP or Congress or CPM, is dealt with the equal strong hand of the law because it is West Bengal. It is not a BJP ruled state. First, that is a first for you, Sanjuji. Secondly, the topic of the discussion is parliament. I did not heckle you. The topic of the discussion is the parliament. If by your logic, then Narendra Modi should have resigned 10 years ago. Anyways, my question is this. In the parliament, there are allegations of muting the mic.
One by one.
If somebody mutes the mic of the opposition, if the speaker or the chairman of Rajya Sabha mutes the mic of the opposition, that is against Article 105 of the Constitution against free speech.
But they are
why
saying we haven't
is
done
the
so.
government and the speaker being a part, being partisan? No, they are saying they have not done so. But do you think the entire opposition is lying and the only Satyavadi judiciaries at the treasury benches?
No, because their point is that there is no such provision for them to actually press a button and mute someone's mic. That's what they are saying. What's before? I'm just mentioning to you what's before us.
They can say whatever they want to say. They are liars. My question is this to you.
No. Let's be little.
Vote for thanks for the.
Let's be reasonable.
I'm just finishing.
Let's be reasonable. Let's be reasonable, please.
Yeah. On the part. Can I? Yeah. My humble point is this. Today in the agenda of the parliament was vote of thanks for the president's speech. Now the honorable president's speech is written by the government and we can have an entirely different debate on that, how that speech was, biased towards the BJP or the NDA government.
But that's always the case. But it will happen even in your governor's speech in West Bengal or in any other state.
It is absolutely, Madhav, I am not challenging that. But what I am trying to say is that the parliament is the only place, parliament belongs to the opposition, parliament is the only place where the opposition can hold the government accountable for the people of this country.
Okay.
Now, in this country right now, as our government and the parliament is for the people, by the people and of the people, is there any other agenda bigger than the NEET scam?
Okay, let me bring in Professor Jyotsna. Professor Jyotsna of the TDP is also with us. Professor Jyotsna, is there any bigger issue in the country than the NEET scam that needs discussion? That's repeatedly the statement coming in from the TMC, from the Congress, and you've heard even the various Congress leaders, including Mr. Rahul Gandhi, saying that they should immediately be a discussion on this. Why not allow it is their question.
See, initially I would say it is very, very unfortunate whatever has happened in the case of NEET. Firstly, we have to accept that. Second thing is, we are not saying questioning is not questionable, Madhav, but the credibility of opposition here is questionable. When the minister was ready to give you answer, and when there is a stipulated time for it, because I just have simple question, Madhav. इन लोगों को खाली शोर शराबा चाहिए या फिर जवाब चाहिए? Simple question. शोर शराबा चाहिए या जवाब चाहिए? When a spokesperson, Sanju ji, is sitting here and giving you all the actions taken, and she's saying this is what we have done. Imagine what would be the answer from the minister? He would also given you the answer. You don't even have the minimum, I think, patience to listen to the minister, or at least ask the proper question, or at least wait for the time, because I'm not saying it is an unimportant one. But when you ask, as rightly pointed out, when you ask the right question at the right time, you'll get right answer. Faizan. And what I'm trying to say is, we are here to get answers, isn't it?
Let me bring in Faizan on that.
We are there to get answers.
Faizan Kedwai, at the end of the day, this is a parliamentary tradition. On the one hand, you have the opposition which is accusing the BJP of not following parliamentary traditions related to the deputy speaker, etc. Whereas these conventions also perhaps need to be followed. And in fact, Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju has said that we are ready for any discussion under any subject provided it's within the ambit of the rules. So where is the problem then?
See, first of all, Madhav, let me start by saying Jai Samvidhan, and let's see who has the audacity to tell me not to raise this slogan. Jai Samvidhan to everybody, to all the Indians. See, the problem starts when somebody like an Om Birla, who's supposedly sitting at a very constitutional position, he brings disgrace to the position he holds. He has been doing that from since the last 5 years. We have seen how 150 MPs were suspended under his supervision. He has no objection to somebody who says Jai Hindu Rashtra. He has no objection to somebody who says Jai Jagannath. He has no objection to somebody who says Jai Modi also. He has no objection to somebody from BJP's own B team saying Jai Philistine. But he has objection to somebody saying Jai Samvidhan. This just shows the kind of mindset Bharatiya Janata Party has. They are against the constitution and they cannot tolerate any slogan which is raised to praise the constitution of this country. It was Mr. Om Birla, under whom, if you see his track record, out of the 221 bills, 1/3 were passed within 1 hour without proper discussion. 146 MPs, when they were suspended, it was the same time that BJP passed the new 3 criminal law bills. So this speaks volumes about the way Mr. Om Birla functions. It was Mr. Under Om Birla that only 16% of the bills have been sent to standing committee for review. Under UPA, it was 60 and 71%. See the vast difference. That's the way a democracy, a healthy democracy should function. Because see, the Bharatiya Janata Party is used to having a large majority, but now things have changed. That is, BJP is a crippled government right now. Narendra Modi is not as powerful as he used to be. They have to understand, Mr. Om Birla has to understand that you have to take opposition along with you. There will be discussions and you cannot shy away from discussions. If you do, opposition will make its presence felt. And you have to work as per the constitution. Yahan Manusmriti ya Modi ki तानाशाही नहीं चलेगी. We won't let that happen.
Okay. Professor Jyotsna, I think that's a point that the opposition parties have repeatedly been making, that the situation is very different from the past 2 Lok Sabhas. The numbers of the opposition parties have to be respected. They have to be taken along, and that's always the duty of the government in this particular case. Statements such as Jai Samvidhan is not acceptable, etc., cannot be made. Professor Jyotsna, please respond to that.
See, Madhav, I'll tell you one thing. Who has not respected the opposition? When they were taking their oath, we were all really sitting there and in fact respecting them, but they were the ones who actually heckled our members of parliament when they were taking oath, isn't it? So who is not respecting the constitution here? Who is not respecting the other party? Whether it is, if you are in opposition, you have to respect the party which is in power. If you are in the ruling, then you have to respect the party which is in the opposition. So why are they not doing it? It is they who are disrespecting the constitution, Madhav. I am putting it very clearly here. And again, it's not about numbers. It's about who the people have given the mandate to. The people of India have given the mandate to NDA, and we are a strong government here, and we are here to solve all the problems of the people of India. And also, as I said, we have a credibility attached to us. The credibility of the opposition is quite questionable, Madhav. When I said they can ask questions, nobody is denying that. Our minister was ready to answer. And in fact, but then at that particular point of time, they didn't have I would say, the guts in them to literally listen to those answers. They asked the questions at the wrong time. They just want that, shore sharaba to happen in the house.
Okay, you just want to create a ruckus, Faizan Kidwai.
Depending on that shore sharaba.
Even the opposition has a duty to be responsible, Faizan. I don't know what pictures you're putting up on the screen.
This is an NDA MLA. His name is Bedi Ram. He's known to be very close to Mr. Adityanath and Mr. Modi also. His video has gone viral where he is talking to the people कि हम कैसे paper leak कर देते हैं. He's flaunting his links to these powerful people, and he's saying that हम paper leak कर देते हैं. He charges money. He's even discussing how much money will be charged.
What's the authenticity of that video, Faizan? Can you vouch for the authenticity?
It's online, Madhav.
No, it's online, but everything online in today's day of AI is not
Madhav, that's a video, and these are the
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Powerful.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong, but at the same time, I don't think we can vouch for authenticity of certain things which are not proven beyond doubt. Faizan, please, let's please stick to Parliament. I request you. NEET is certainly a very important issue, and certainly if there is any truth in your allegations, we will as a channel follow it up. But let me bring in Sanju Verma on one point. Sanju Verma today, you made some points. Let me bring in Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma, Sonia Gandhi today has written an editorial in The Hindu, and she says on the NEET scandal that has wreaked havoc on the lives of lakhs of our youth, The immediate response of the Education Minister was to deny the magnitude of what has happened. The Prime Minister, who does his Pariksha Pe Charcha, has been conspicuously silent on leaks that have devastated so many families across the country. The inevitable high-power committees have been constituted, but the real issue is how the professionalism of educational institutions such as NCERT, UGC and universities themselves have been so deeply damaged in the last 10 years. We also want to read out one small point. She talks about the Prime Minister. She says that there isn't the slightest evidence that he's come to terms with the electoral outcome or understood the verdict reflected on message sent to him by millions of votes. The first few days of 18 Lok Sabha have been sadly far from encouraging. Any hope that we might see a changed attitude have been dashed. Any hope of a new spirit of mutual respect, accommodation, electoral camaraderie would be fostered has been belied. Please respond to these 2 points.
Madhav, I heard the SP spokesperson and I heard that commentary by Sonia Gandhi, which you just read out for our benefit. First, let me answer to the reckless allegations by the Samajwadi Party spokesperson. Jai Samvidhan is fine. Bharat Mata ki Jai is fine. Jai Bharat is fine. But what is not fine is Jai Palestine, which is what Asaduddin Owaisi did. And that is against Article 102 and Article 103 of the Constitution. So please educate yourself before coming and talking unsubstantiated facts on national television. Now let me finish. I did not heckle you, Madhav. I don't like this because when I speak, I don't want to be interjected.
Make your point.
Thank you. I don't want this guy to interject me. Now listen. It's your turn to listen, like I heard you. Okay, that is the beauty of democracy. Second point. All these people say, BJP के लिए एक message आया है. इलेक्टोरेट से बीजेपी ने अभी भी समझा नहीं है कि 2000 चुनाव का मैसेज क्या था. I will tell you message क्या है, and through Madhav's widely watched show, let Sonia Gandhi also know. Yes, we got a reduced mandate. I admit that. Yes, we should have got more seats in Uttar Pradesh. We did not get those seats. Am I disappointed? Yes, I am disappointed. But should the opposition be celebrating? Rahul Gandhi has still not managed to get 100 seats और आप खुशियां मना रहे हो. आप तो ऐसे बिहेव कर रहे हो कि जैसे सत्ता में आप हो और विपक्ष में मोदी जी बैठे हैं. आपको बात सुनने में बुरी लगे तो लगे. For the first time in 62 years since 1962, there is a man who came back as Prime Minister for third term running. The name of that man is Narendra Damodar Das Modi. सुनने में आपको यदि बुरा लगता है, आपके पेट में उबाल हो रहा है, please go and get yourself treated.
All right. We'll have to wrap up this debate, Sanju Verma, because there's another issue of very, very great importance in the national capital that we will be discussing. But certainly, all eyes will be on Parliament on Monday as well if this deadlock will continue. I'd like to thank Professor Jyotsna, Riju Datta, Faizan Kidwai for joining us. Sanju Verma and Kapil Madan, stay with us for debate number 2.